Alright, the currently fastest XP method, which gives you approximately just below 16,000 XP per run, considering it wouldn't be a multiple XP weekend, which it is right now. It's pretty straightforward. You only really need a marksman with relatively high cards and some sniping skills. You want to select lethal engagements on master difficulty, and the cards you want to use is Critical Parade, Longshot Handling, Exploit Weakness, Patience, and Ambush. And you can do it with any of the two setups you can get here, although one of them might be a little bit more annoying if you have the Sire RNG, in which case the Sire will try to push you. You'll have to ignore that one and just kill the others, so you need to be a little bit more consistent if you get that kind of RNG. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Just take it easy, make sure you headshot every single enemy that you can see. You want to use the bolt hook for the first two enemies, you want to use the Marksa for potential grenadiers that you get, and you want to use the longshot for pretty much anything else. And you really don't have to do much. Basically the idea is you just do this hive 3 times, or the first part of the first act 3 times, which will get you to the 16 ribbons that you need, which will grant you 1,200 XP. And combined with the approximately 6,500 more or less XP you get just by playing this, you get to roughly 7,700 XP. Multiplied by 2, that's just below 16,000 XP. So the way you're gonna do this is pretty straightforward. You just kill a few enemies here. So I'm just gonna show you that. So you active, shoot this guy, shoot this one, grab the weapons, and you kind of like wanna try to remember where the enemies spawn at, so you kind of like can focus on it next time. You don't have to search for them. So you kind of want to have like a rough idea where they are. So in this case here you can have either 3 or 4 enemies. I have a sniper and drones, which means I have 3. If you have hunters and the grenadier, it means you will have 3 hunters and 1 grenadier. So just keep that in mind. So that's the slight difference you can have here. Now here you wanna just get the mark, so it doesn't matter that you pick it up first, because you really only need to kill 2 grenadiers with it. So just focus on getting all the ammo for the long shot. That's about it. So in my case I have to go up here to get some additional bullets. And in this part, you just wanna make sure you kill the 3 snipers first, or if you get the other RNG, it doesn't really matter. Sometimes he can jump down and be a bit annoying. Great, I missed, so that's gonna mess up everything that I did. Basically don't want to do that. And you kind of like don't want to get hit necessarily, because that just takes longer. So yeah, I kind of like really messed up now, so I really have to wait a bit longer than I usually have to. But that's kind of like the idea that you want to do here. And for whatever reason, the patience card is pretty broken, so for the first time you're attempting this, it takes a little longer to recharge. But yeah, basically you can go here. If you go here, you can trigger the Sire already if you have hunters and drones around here. So you wanna like stay back to recharge your ultimate, like over here. You wanna stay here a little bit before you cross this kind of line, because that's where the Sire will spawn. But since now I had hunters and grenadiers, it doesn't really matter, so I don't have to cross. I can cross it basically. I can go to the spot over there already. The enemies won't really spawn until you cross certain lines here, so you kind of like have to be around-ish here more or less to see them all. And there will be another set spawning right back there if you go towards or near this kind of wall. So that's kind of like the idea that you want to do. So in my case, I just messed up. I didn't get the headshots, but it's not too bad. You don't lose too much time, because as soon as you restart the act, the patience card will kick in right off the bat, and you should have the ultimate ready like before you even kind of like have to wait here. But what you want to do is you just use the ultimate to kill all the enemies that are around there. It's kind of like the general idea that you want to do. So yeah, A little bit of waiting time, unfortunately. But basically, I can already move up here to kill them all. But now I kind of like know where the snipers are. I want to get rid of the snipers really quick, since they are pretty easy kills. And yeah, pretty straightforward. You restart act twice, and then you restart act and return to lobby, just to get the additional squeeze XP. So there we go, active reload, use the ultimate, you snipe them all here. Just like that, then you restart act. And then you just leave it running, don't return to lobby like what I just attempted to do. You've got to do that later. So now for my second run, you will see that the patience will kind of like kick in much faster. And it should help me recharge the ultimate. So you just want to keep your little distance, keep some cover paces, take it a little slower, just to make sure you really get the ultimate ready and you don't get hit. That's kind of like important to save time. So don't do what I did, basically don't miss. But yeah, it's probably also a good method to kind of like learn a little bit how to snipe these enemies, get used to it. I mean, you can kind of like adjust your settings a bit, your sensitivity, to get used to how to snipe these guys. So yeah, same thing again, gonna snipe these guys. There we go, hold free sniped. Pick up this long shot here again, just to make sure I have a little extra ammo, in case I miss again. But as you can see, patience is already at the middle, and it's recharging pretty fast, so there you see it's the slight difference from the previous run. Patience doesn't quite work how it's described, so you don't get a 200% boost, yet you don't necessarily have to wait 2 minutes as well. So it's kind of like a mixture in between, eventually it makes up for it. But yeah. So 1, 2, and 3. Just stay back here. Make sure to pop these helmets off. There we go. And boom, that's it. Ultimate's already ready, as you can see. So I was much more efficient than last time. Gonna get all these weapons here, just in case. If I can't find one, then whatever, doesn't really matter, you usually have enough ammo. So as you can see, now I didn't get the last spawns yet, so I have to move up over here, and that should trigger them. There you go. That's it. Restart act once more, because now you're depending, well, that can happen sometimes, depending on like how many enemies they are and how they behave, you should be somewhere around 13 ribbons right now. And you kind of like have to use the ultimate there at the very end to get the 16 ribbons. You also squeeze out a few more experience, so it really doesn't matter to waste that little time to just snipe them. And overall, if you're efficient, this takes you roughly 10 minutes per run. And you kind of like have to restart, you kind of like have to return to lobby way less. It's more interesting. You have to do a little bit for it. The enemy spawn a little bit differently every time, so you kind of like have to adapt a bit. It's not as boring as well, but it demands basically pretty accurate sniping and more or less quick sniping. That's kind of like the disadvantage of this version. But currently known, it is the most efficient, since you get between 15 and 16k experience. So if you're a good sniper, that's probably what you want to do at the moment to grind your re-ups. If your cards are not on level 6, it shouldn't matter too much. You should still get relatively quickly through this. So yeah. Just take this super safe or not, because I miss. Let's hope he moves. There we go. Stay back here. try to pop the helmet off as soon as possible. So we go again, just making sure here, getting some additional long shots. This should be fine. Trigger, boom, 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 boom. And the last few over here. That's it, restart it again, and now as soon as it's black, return to lobby. Just like if you would grind the first blood. Little explanation here for the XP counts, because you might think that it's a little bit strange, since the first XP is going to be like 6,500, and due to the 400% bonus it looks like I'm getting more than 400%, but it's actually not the case. And you'll see that in just a little second here. So there you go, it's roughly, well, 6.6, even better. And here you see I will get something like 30 plus K XP because of the 400% XP boost. Yeah, that's not 4 times 6,600, it's more. And the reason for that is basically the ribbons, since you get an additional 1,200 XP for the ribbons. So in theory I got, instead of 6,600 XP, I got 7,800 XP times 4, and that evens more or less about the 31,260. So yeah, there you have it. And that's everything. Pretty straightforward. I hope you enjoy, and good luck grinding.